Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are
The Carbonation Conversation.
Reviewing a new six-pack chat. I'm just going to go with that. That sounds a little bit more, going with the motion here. FX brand new series featuring Jeff Bridges and a few other people we'll get into in a minute. The Old Man.
My boy John Lithgow.
And like I say, before we actually get into this review, we have a nice new happy new beer I see, though.
Yes.
Well, what you bring us today?
Germany's own.
Okay, now.
Paulaner. It's called Paulaner.
Okay.
Paulaner.
Yeah, it looks like
pills.
I love me a pills.
Bavarian style pills.
All right, cool. So
Paulaner Munchen or Munchen.
Let's happy new beer to that.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually really good. I like that.
4.8%.
All right. Well, thanks for bringing that. I really appreciate that. Now, this is going to be something new for us. We did do a couple of six-pack chats for the Northmen, and I believe, what else did we do a six-pack chat with? The Black Phone.
Black Phone, right.
This is our first series, so forgive us if, it's a little bit rusty, confusing. If for whoever doesn't know what our six-pack chat is consisting of, is basically Ito has 6 ideas, whether good or bad, of how he felt about the episode. We are not going to go through the episode beginning to end. If the conversation ends up being that way, so be it. But that's not how we're going to do this. So if you are used to our usual reviews where we literally break down the entire episode, not saying that we're not going to do it, but again,
so let us know how you feel.
Yeah, definitely let us know. So, Ito has 6 ideas. I have 6 ideas. We're going to cut them.
I thought it was 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to cut them. And then we're going to talk about those. The only reason I said you get 6, I get 6 is because sometimes we end up, having some of the same fucking ones.
I usually got
like
at least one extra one.
Yeah, exactly. So, I didn't know Ito didn't know the rules. Jesus.
Oh, shut up. I know the rules, but you made it seem like it was 6 each period.
No.
Changed it to 12-pack.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about that. I was
each?
like, yeah, I know, right? We'll be in this motherfucker. Feeling good. But yeah, so before we get into that, I just want to say, subscribe. Definitely hit us up on Facebook, Podbean, and YouTube. We are definitely trying to get some likes, some comments, ring that bell, all of that good shit. So, I want to start this off because I want to do one of the things I did for the Northmen, and I'm probably going to do everyone. KYP. Know your personnel. Obviously, I know who the fuck Jeff Bridges is, and I also know who John Lithgow is. But it's funny to me how I know more John Lithgow than Jeff Bridges, because Jeff Bridges just wasn't my time. You know what I mean? I don't know if he was your time.
But he's just been around for a while.
Yeah,
same with John Lithgow.
Yeah,
it's just certain movies you have to be, I guess, around certain kind of people that watch certain movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was looking at Jeff Bridges' list here, and I was like, like you say, the list is endless. But from the movies that I've seen when it comes to Jeff Bridges is like Tron. Obviously, True Grit to me was the one that was it got highly touted and promoted. Don't know if he won an Oscar of that movie. I remember watching it actually with you the first time I saw that movie. But when True Grit came out, that was the movie. Everybody was like, Jeff Bridges is back, True Grit. And it was fucking phenomenal. I love True Grit. Especially that horse scene.
The villain in Iron Man.
Oh, shit. Well, all right. I forgot Jeff Bridges was in Iron Man. Okay. All right now. You got any more? I see R.I.P.D. I didn't see that shit, though.
I watched it.
How was that? Oh, he was in The Men Who Stare at Goats, too, I see. All right.
The Men Who Who's staring?
You remember that movie? With George Clooney?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I never watched it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fucking funny. Which is shockingly that I watched it because I don't really like shit like that. But okay, I just at least wanted to, give some background at least to how I felt about, Jeff Bridges, things like that. John Lithgow. Third Rock from the Sun, baby. Like, I grew up on Third Rock from the Sun. And just like Bryan Cranston to me.
But real quick, with Jeff Bridges,
go ahead.
Bridges, like, I was waiting to see if you would know this, but one of his cult classics is The Big Lebowski.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was the dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it from beginning to end, The Big Lebowski. Did you like it? It was a Coen Brothers film,
yeah, it was
I think,
a good
right?
movie,
Yeah. You liked that?
Oh, yeah.
I know my boy John Goodman was in there. But yeah. I've never actually... It's so funny. I know more about that movie without seeing it because people quote it so much, like the White Russians that the Jeff Bridges character, now that I'm remembering, used to drink, and I haven't even seen the fucking movie. I've never even seen him drink it, but I know that he drinks White Russians in the fucking movie. So, but yeah, as far as John Lithgow goes, like I said, Third Rock from the Sun, that's where I know him from the most. That was like my childhood back in the day, one of my favorite shows. Where do you specifically remember this?
From the beginning, I would say Harry and the Hendersons, the movie. You know what that is?
No.
A family who finds a Bigfoot and they bring him in. He lives with the Bigfoot lives with the family and stuff like that.
Holy
it's a comedy.
Shit. Okay, yeah.
You know
I mean, I know. It's kind of like, okay, no, I've never fucking seen that shit.
Yes.
Well, all right.
He was also in the 80s Twilight Zone movie, where I believe he was in a airplane and he started like seeing a ghoul on the wing, like tearing the plane apart, and nobody believes him. You know what I mean? And
that's where the Simpsons got that shit from. From the bus.
Yes.
Oh wow.
And I believe he was the grandfather in Pet Cemetery, the original. Not 100%. That's what I'm trying to look at.
I'll look that up for you. I got you. Also, this book, again, knowing your personnel, I only got 2 more things on here. It's based on a novel. Novel was written, I believe his name is Tom Perry, or Thomas Perry, if I'm not mistaken. Thomas Perry. He's an award-winning novelist, and this is kind of like he's done series of this specific character. I found out. The only last thing I want to say about the KYP is brother, motherfucking FX show. When you told me, you were like 2 things: Jeff Bridges, FX. I only get excited about 2 network type of series. That is FX and that is HBO.
Yeah.
Those are my top 2 when it comes to quality of series. Definitely. Great story, great characters, etc., etc. So when you showed me this trailer, I was like, giggity, giggity, all right. I was hard, good, and ready to go, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, what was this would be number 2. Gonna try to keep track as I'm drinking, and a shot is gonna be eventually taken. But what's your number 2?
Well, real quick, I feel like we should at least give a quick background of the movie. I mean, of the show.
We can talk about the story. I got that. Was my number 2 story. Go ahead.
That was just thinking that we should talk about. Basically, he is an ex CIA agent. 30 years ago, basically. Apparently, he's been in hiding for 30 years. So now he's just old man, and I love how they show how he's an old man, how the show starts. It's like in the middle, 2:30 in the middle of the night, waking up, gotta pee. Goes back, wakes up at 3:45, gotta pee again. So, that thing, and it's like, I'm 40, I'm not that old, but I'm already kind of doing that. So it's just like,
man, I
you know what I mean?
Understand
and
what
then the last time he gets up, he gets like the little flash that sees his wife who has died. So that's kind of like that, and his wife is my first one, because the wife apparently died from Huntington's disease, and she had dementia. And his name was Dan something. What was his last name? You remember?
Who are we talking about? Dan
Bridges.
Chase.
Dan Chase. Right.
Yes, that's his name.
That's his name. But his real name is Johnny, apparently. But yeah, Dan Chase is the name they're using there. Basically, it's what it is. They've been in the hiding for 30 years. They even showed before she died, when he found her in the bathroom, she has an accent and all that stuff. So you're kind of like,
that was interesting to me too. And she was basically telling him like this. I wouldn't want to wish this on anybody. Basically,
right. I'm not who you fell in love with. You should put me away. Put me away. He's like, no, I'll never do that.
He even brings up his vows. He's like, you promise to take care of me. I promise to take care of you. And then she goes on a very, very dark soliloquy about how she sees him and she knows what he's done, basically she knows what he's done.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so funny that you mentioned ex-CIA, because when I look at this character and when I look at this opening scene, it isn't fun. It's more dread. Like that, I wrote dread down. I don't even,
of course.
Like,
you're seeing it because he's like
dark, man.
The fact that he's not just old.
Yeah.
What he's been through recently with his dead wife. Goes to the doctor. It's not even his normal doctor. And he's like, what the hell? Like talking about the dogs and
And not. It was like, is this how Jason Bourne is gonna be?
Right.
That's what I thought. I was like,
exactly,
is this
right.
like when he's in his like mid 80s and shit, like, or 70s, or however old the fuck Jeff Bridges is, or Dan Chase. So I'm trying to think. Is this the third one?
Number 3. Yeah.
Okay. Daughter. Conversations with his kid. We don't know much here.
Yeah, we don't actually see her.
Yeah, but what we know is this seems like she knows a lot, but not enough.
Right.
She knows enough for him to say, I gotta go. They found you.
Yeah, I won't be contacting you for a few weeks.
Yes.
And stuff,
So that is pretty interesting. But I will say this. I was getting a little bit of the Moon Knight shivers. It's Moon Knight, right? Moon Knight Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I was just making sure. I was like, 'cause you kind of looked at me, I was like, oh shit, I forget the fucking name that quick. But I was kind of getting a little bit of those vibes, but I'm like, no, she's his mom. We didn't hear her at all.
Right.
You hear his daughter,
yeah.
and she is very, very concerned. When he tells her that, hey, I may not be able to talk to you for a month or more. And she even motivates him towards the end of the episode to bring him back to the OG he was, apparently. Because, my God, this motherfucker is just so serious.
Yeah.
What did you have for the number 4? Should we be doing Happy New Beers? It's so funny. Did you like Mo's entrance to when I introduced the 6-pack chat? They had Stone Cold, give me a hell yeah!
Yeah.
I was like, good shit, Mo. I love that.
Hell yeah.
What do you got? What's your number 4?
John Lithgow's character, which
wet.
was Harold.
Yep.
Harold
Harper.
Yeah. So basically, recently his son and daughter-in-law had died from some accident. So, because it shows him, the scene with him is with his grandson. Mm-hmm. I think the grandson mentions his parents.
Yeah, he's like, when are they coming back? 'Cause no, he's like, he's building a house, basically. And he's like, well, what is this room for? This room is for mommy and daddy, just in case somebody figures out how to bring them back. I was like, that is very intelligent, but oh my God, that is heartbreaking.
John Lithgow goes to the other room and starts crying.
Yes.
He's like, he doesn't want to cry in front of him.
Yeah.
His wife comes like, maybe he should see you cry. Mm-hmm. Like, no.
And he says, he basically says something along the lines of, he's seen everyone cry. And I feel as though maybe him not seeing me cry will maybe make a difference, right now.
Right.
It's so fucked up because my own son came to me and was like, "Hey, Daddy, when does heaven close?" And I was like, "That's an odd question. Son, heaven never closes." And he was like, "Oh, because I want to see Moko again. I was wondering when he was going to come back home." You know, obviously, those who don't know, Moko was my wife's dog. The dog passed away, but I was just like, what the fuck, man? Kids, man, kids. And so John Lithgow's character,
he receives a phone call basically from the higher ups and give him a job basically, which is to find Dan Chase, Jeff Bridges' character.
Yes,
because he basically worked with him 30 years ago.
And they need help. They need assistance. They need, whatever he can basically give them to help them find him. And the reason, there's a few assumptions and a few reasons why, certain people think whoever wants him, it seems like maybe the CIA wants him, the CIA or the FBI. Some intelligence service wants him.
It's the CIA. It was the CIA.
And John Lithgow.
Yeah, it's the CIA. And this way, John Lithgow calls Dan Chase.
Yes.
Basically, because he doesn't want him.
Yes, I was just about to say, before you get into that, I know we're talking about John Lithgow's character. I do want to go to the fifth thing and mix the fourth with the fifth was because of the violence. And the only reason I wanted to bring up the violence in Dan's character is because it starts with the break-in of his house.
Yeah.
And the dog's waking up, and basically, I'm just, he comes down the stairs.
He sets a trap.
Yeah.
He's already kind of weary. Something's going on. Like his old instincts are kicking in, and he notices somebody at a restaurant and everything, and then he basically sets up. He goes into the trash can and gets some cans, and he sets up a little line. And it worked.
Yeah, and literally tipped over. And I should we talk about the dogs?
Yes.
I mean, my God, I know you wrote them motherfuckers down.
Dave and Carol. Yeah.
I did not write them names down. Thank you for that, Dave and Carol. My God, Dave and Carol.
And he was basically giving them German commands. They're basically purebred German shepherds.
Wow.
So those are like the most loyal dogs they say you could get.
Oh.
Purebred German shepherds.
I love me some German shepherds, man.
So
they
he's
are
giving
dogs.
those. I even looked up. It sounded like it, but I wanted to make sure. But yeah, they were German commands.
Okay. So again, kills the guy. He asks the guy's name. Obviously, the guy's not saying anything.
The dogs take him down, and then he shoots them.
And so when they do contact Harold, John Lithgow's character, he says, "Hey, we didn't even want to kill him. We just wanted to retrieve him." Right. Obviously, they're basically kidnapping him. And he just literally took out this guy. So we need to kind of know who we dealing with.
Right.
And that is when John Lithgow decides to contact Dan because
he's hiding something, and he don't want Dan to be found because he don't want some shit coming out against him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
he tells. My bad.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
He tells him the CIA doesn't want to kill you, but they want to send you to Kabul, Afghanistan. There's a plane waiting for you, or cop, or whatever.
And the reason is because the only thing that he can think of, he does name drop somebody. I believe it was like I forget.
Faraz Hamzad.
Yes, and he's just like, hey.
I'm thinking, the girl. She had an accent, all that. I'm like, he must have took that girl from him or somebody and went into hiding. You know what I mean? That's what I instantly thought, because the accent was weird to me. That meant something. You know what I mean? And when they gave it, they want to take you there. This person apparently made some connections to now he can demand shit like this.
Man, I didn't even think about the girl, because that could be his sister, wife, daughter. Oh, we said Happy New Year. That was a good one. Kind of like Melvin Ito.
No.
But I didn't even think about that. So as far as Harold's character is, we see that he kind of does care about Dan, or do you think he cares, or do you think he's just?
I think
not
they have a
wanting to get his
relationship.
shit
I
out?
think it's both a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's more. I think it's more about he don't want his shit to get out. He don't want to get caught up in the shit. But you know, he respected Dan. They were boys back in the day. He helped him.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Whatever Dan did, this guy helped him.
Yeah,
Harold helped him.
and so yeah,
One
and,
of the other I want to point out
go ahead.
is the other CIA guy, Raymond Waters, the Hispanic looking dude.
yeah, it was
Like
so
he
funny.
already instantly saw Harold like on some BS.
I
You know
love
what mean?
his voice. I don't know what it is. He just has a weird voice that doesn't match him. I'd be like,
Really?
how you talk like that? But I like his voice. I don't know why. But all right. I believe. Are we on the fifth one?
I think you
I said the
did
fifth one.
the fifth one.
Okay, so what's the sixth one? We can do a bonus. We can
Let's,
talk.
well, the fight, the fight between Dan and
Yeah, I called it the
and the young guy, just
Go ahead.
basically showing his age. Like he kind of still got it, but he's just not as strong as he used to be. It was a struggle. It was a fight. He had him at one point in that chokehold, and dude grabbed his damn finger, and snapped it, and
Man, yeah, that was one of the longest.
yeah. Because what led up to it was they were chasing him, and Harold was basically like, just leave.
Yeah,
You
just
just
go.
can't talk to your daughter no
Yep,
more.
he did.
Simple as that.
He gave him that ultimatum.
You can
He's
leave,
like,
and he had the chance. But
then he came back.
if you stay and fight, we're using her. You know what I mean? Can't be responsible for what happens. Blah blah blah. But looked like he was going to take off, but then the guys got out the car. They found a tracker. Then boom, he comes and hits him with the car. Takes two guys out, and that's when the fight pursues with the last guy.
yeah.
You know, it's pretty cool. Like, so it's a badass fight. The dude just does end up getting the better of him. Puts the little straps on him. When he put him in the car, you hear the fucking dogs coming.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny because I was just like, man, you didn't tie his legs or nothing. Do you know what this dude? You just have him in the back with a zip tie.
Well,
my
he gave
dude?
zip ties on his ankles and his
Oh, you
hands.
have zip tie. Okay.
Because when
got
he was in the
knife,
back, he was in the back. He put the seatbelt on. Like they drove off, the dog started chasing the car. He puts the seatbelt on, gets the knife, cuts the ones on the legs. That's when he gets out, he still has the ones on his wrists.
You are right about
Yeah.
that.
So they crash the car, flips. He shows it from inside the car angle. Pretty badass.
Yeah,
You know?
that's that inside the car scene lasted so long. I was shocked,
Yeah.
like especially the choke outs
Yeah,
and
the back
like,
and forth.
And the guy
then-
was like, "Fuck, man, goddamn!" Like,
Yeah, he's all like, "What the
"Ah."
fuck?"
I know. And
Frustrated as hell, and then all of a sudden it's quiet, and he just gives the command. And the dogs are there, like, yeah, it was fucking dogs.
I didn't think he was gonna go to that limit and killing all of them like that. I was, obviously because they're CIA. They work for the government.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I'm saying? And obviously you're an ex-guy. You work for the government. And, it could kind of be like, I'm just gonna beat them brutally, type of thing. And like you even said when Harold was talking, he's like, you've lost a step. Even when you killed the last guy,
you left the
silencer on, and you left some other things. He's like, you haven't done this in a while. I'm trying to throw you a bone here.
Yeah.
John in this episode was so good. They released both episodes at the same time, so it's a little bit hard because I don't want to, I want to mention some things, but I don't know if they are in this episode.
Cause pretty sure they're not.
Yeah. Was it one flashback in this episode, though? I felt like it was one between Harold and Dan. I could be wrong.
That's how episode 2 started.
Okay, that's how. Okay, cool. Because I watched them. Yeah, like I said, it was back to back. But I think I did.
I want to take a shout out to Dave and Carol, the dogs. You think I'll be the last person to say that?
It's so funny because I thought you were just gonna do. I mean, did you see what my boy Dan went through episode 1?
Yeah. Because I figured you were gonna take care of it.
No. It's so funny because we were actually in reverse this one.
Right.
That's hilarious.
I just like how the dogs came through at the end. I did not expect them
Me
at
either.
all.
Because when he said that word, I was like, "The fuck does that mean?" And then it passed or pan on to the right. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then what's so crazy is after the dog chewed the guy's neck off, he licked Jeff Bridges on the face. I was like, "Oh my my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But anyways, let's take the shout out to Dave and Carol.
Yes.
Dave? Okay. But yeah, man. I liked it. Cannot wait to talk about episode 2, which we're going to do in like 10 minutes or less. But is there any bonus?
They did show a flashback with him and his wife, though.
I was thinking but I didn't know if that was episode 2. But, you know, I didn't know.
They did in the restaurant when they basically
when he's asking her, right?
And they decided to stay and live
how'd you feel about that? Because that was a little bit like...
That was even more showing the accent and showing she was from somewhere else. Because even when she was old, I wasn't sure if the accent was... I thought it was maybe Spanish. But when she was showed young, I was like, oh, she's Middle Eastern. You know what I mean?
It was funny. When I saw that scene and when I knew about his background, I guess I will say... I kind of felt like, man, was she just like a prisoner of war? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but for do it at extreme right now, 30 years later, still holding a grudge.
Oh boy.
Yeah. It's something more than that.
Definitely.
But
definitely.
I think that's all. Unless you got something else.
No, I actually don't. I mean, we literally talked about everything.
Yeah,
I'm really digging this. I don't know how many episodes this series is. Do you know?
I don't think so.
I don't know at all. But. That's not the point. I mean, it's really, really good. And I noticed it was like season 1 episode.
I'm saying 7 right now, but I don't know if it's just going to be 7. But there's 4 out.
Okay. So yeah, we'll get through that by the end of next week, and we'll be pretty much current here. So guys, let us know if you like the 6-pack chat. And don't hesitate to hit up MoBeats89 on all platforms if you ever want to see some of the work he does outside of the Carbonation Conversation. And if you ever want to hit him up directly, sorry, I had to burp. If you ever want to hit him up directly, add that at gmail.com at the end of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are the Carbonation Conversation. Reviewing The Old Man, episode 1. Wasn't it like title 1?
Yeah, it was just
it was just title 1.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Don't drink and drive, guys.
But drink and drive.
Peace.